Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Saturday, March 25th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. But as always, do keep in mind it is general, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But the overall message I got for us for Saturday, watch me shine. Watch me shine. I feel as if for the most part it's going to be quite a peaceful day. I'm feeling that energy-wise, but I do feel like there's more than one opportunity throughout this day, whether you're creating it, just comes to be. It seems like you're just strolling out and about, getting things done, or shining on social media for some, but there's more than one opportunity to allow for oneself to enhance or glow and shine for people to appreciate, to see, and potentially could even end up helping one, if not multiple people through it. Okay. I do feel like there is a little bit of nervous energy throughout this day at a certain point, whether it's yours, somebody else's, multiple people, a situation. It could be more than one of what I mentioned, but I do feel like overall it's a very successful, they're saying shiny kind of day. Some of which you're shining through your work if it's a Saturday where you feel the need to or just have to work. What else do we have from the Mystic Mondays for Saturday? The Knight of Pentacles. So Spirit's saying as you shine, as you glow, as you accomplish and feel very on point at certain points, feel quite good looking, I want to say. Your aura, your personality, your energy individually is taking a highlight. They're saying this is a day where you're meant to move at a comfortable pace, not to feel inclined to rush. And if you do sort of feel that energy coming to be for one of not multiple reasons, allow for yourself to reground, balance things out, just kind of check oneself and say, listen, there's no need to rush. Okay, that self-talk needing to be productive, and to keep things optimistic, because I feel like it's a day where you might just find people churning heads to look at you. Something on social media, if not multiple situations for some different platforms, growing quite nicely. All right. There's a feeling of past efforts paying off, even current day efforts paying off in regards to that. So if you decide to put yourself out there in the public eye in one, if not multiple ways, I feel like people are seeing you in a bright light. Okay. It's a bit of spotlight attention. But I do feel like there's a situation where you're being reminded, even if it's not fully, the ball is in your court more so. I do feel like there's a big replacement taking place moving forward that you're being pushed to recognize. A lot of preparation is going to take place in the upcoming weeks to get you ready for it, okay? To make sure you have enough of something, or to make sure that you can actually make that change, and make the best out of it all the meanwhile. But the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, because I do feel like they're showing me the Fool card as well. The imagery here, I feel like that's kind of the slightly peaceful, dramatic vibe about your energy at certain points, feeling good, swaying through the day, getting things done once again, showing off a bit, or fully for some. Okay, your sun sign takes a focus throughout this day. And for me, I'm a Leo, so I naturally feel like that plays into this. But however it works for you, I do feel like looking at this imagery, there's that, again, a bit of a dramatic sort of showing off vibe, but then in going with the flow all the meanwhile, a need for that, or that just might come to be naturally. But I also sense this, again, very peaceful, grounded vibe for the most part, where with the Six of Pentacles, levels of abundance flowing in because you're shining. And there's this feeling that you're kind of giving off that message. It's like, watch me shine, okay? Watch me do what I do and do it well, or just observe if you so choose, okay? Feels like a day where you won't, at least for the most part, mind gaining attention, and you might even need it, so that may benefit you all the meanwhile. But it feels as if you're kind of asking for it with your aura, your energy, your mannerisms, and how you're carrying oneself in a very confident manner. But I do feel like you are, yeah, being loved throughout this day, okay? But I do also feel like there is one, if not multiple points, where patience and balance needs to be implemented or re-implemented, however that ends up coming to be for you, but a sense of the wheel churning in your favor. And if you look at this imagery, there's that glow, that shine, that beautiful look about you, and that strut of strength and confidence. A feeling that you do kind of give off the vibe, whether it's through the gateway to your soul, your eyes, more so your energy, could be, yeah, your mood, I want to say, even if it's not a negative one. I just feel like people sense that you've been through a lot and potentially are at this time. But I do feel like the stripes of, again, your personality, your looks coming into play, you just feeling yourself. You deserve it, okay? And so there's naturally a message coming through of you gaining more strength moving forward. So you could be feeling that there's levels of healing coming to be throughout this day, even if you're busy, even if you're getting a lot done. Could be more so simplistic throughout the day for you. Not a lot to get done, so therefore you have the chance to heal. With the Four of Swords, you're being protected moving forward. Keep that in mind. But I feel like you're going to be protected at a certain point throughout the day in regards to going somewhere where you shouldn't for one, if not multiple reasons, steering clear of a situation or stepping away from one. Spirit's saying trust that moment of guidance, because I feel like, or multiple for some, but it feels like one for most, because I feel like this is Spirit saying we're trying to protect your beautiful energy, okay? Or just protect you in another way. Anyways, but it feels like it's a day where you may feel a little bit trapped in a situation with the Four of Wands, but it reminds you why you desire change moving forward, or it just pushes you to reevaluate how healthy a situation actually is. At times, for some, having those rose-tinted glasses on or glorifying it, same thing, right? Pretty much, or intertwining. Now, this could be a connection, this could be a living situation, a different investment contract, it could be a job situation, you name it, but I feel as if, yeah, things are falling into place for you, even though you do at times feel the need to focus on what isn't perfect, or it just feels like these imperfections, obstacles do pop up occasionally. Going back to the Temperance card, just have patience and recognize that when things are meant to change, switch up, they will. And you're protected until that time comes for you individually. But it just feels like through the reminder at certain points, or one particular point throughout the day, that things are falling into place for you, even with the limitations or one in particular, those imperfections, obstacles, your world is changing for the better. All right. There's a sense of you having this sort of magnetic energy vibe about you where you draw people's attention in. They're saying electrifying. Okay. When you feel on point, eat it up. Okay. Feel good about yourself, whether this is your predictive nature, your intuition. It could be more in regards to just you feeling something so strongly, and then you see quite instantly or shortly after that the results of you being correct. Okay, evidence of just that. You need to trust yourself more so moving forward. And you might be sitting here watching this reading thinking, I do trust myself pretty much completely, but Spirit's saying we can improve on that either way. Don't be surprised if moving forward, being drawn to this reading, you have an intuition increase and or a spirituality increase moving forward. That can feel like a lot, even though it's going to be very beneficial and come in handy and leave you feeling more powerful. But I do, and potentially with more protection, for saying we guarantee that you'll have more protection because of it. Say those intuitive hits for warning you, preparing you, and you're obviously getting that spiritual guidance for some, or more so of which it can at times feel like a lot. Okay, so just take a deep breath when that does come to be. So you might be pushed to think about or prepare for that at some point throughout this day or at certain points. I do feel as if you're thinking about a new situation that will leave you with complete fulfillment. This Ten of Cups situation for oneself. What is this for you? With the Princess of Pentacles coming out with it, it could absolutely be a job or a business location, a new business idea, something of the sort, a promotion, pay raise that's going to leave you with a sense of justice coming to be for you. But all the meanwhile, I feel like this could naturally be a different investment, like a housing situation. Thinking about, okay, so where I'm at isn't as bad as where I was, but what are the aspects of this that don't work for me, and how do I see that perfect ideal situation for myself? And Spirit's saying when it's destinally meant to come to be, you're going to manifest it. Okay. And that's why you're being pushed to imagine, to believe, to build that picture, that fantasy in your mind, and watch it become more than just a fantasy into your external reality, a level of prosperity, if you will. But I also feel like some of you are thinking about that ideal connection, right? Whether you want a new level of commitment with somebody specifically, wanting some improvements within an existing connection. But my single soul's drawn to the reading, imagining, thinking about, well, who actually is that ideal type of person for me? Has that changed over time? Probably. And so Spirit's saying all the meanwhile, that's also something you can manifest. And there's no need to settle all the meanwhile. You absolutely should not be settling. A day where you're shining, glowing, looking good, feeling good. People are admiring you, noticing you. They're saying jaws are dropping at certain points. People are impressed by, I want to say, your talent. All the meanwhile, for some, it reminds you, why in the world would you settle, right? For less than you deserve. The ideal, I want to say, not to be shallow, but you deserve that ideal figure for you, right? And that's going to look different for everybody. You deserve the ideal, they're saying skin complexion, certain features, that personality. You deserve somebody to date and commit to moving forward at a certain point for you who has commonalities with you, or at least one in particular that you value at the top of your list, okay? And so again, we are not going to settle. I'm hearing we can just be friends. We can just be friends. You might be having to, they're saying shoo away, discard, or just politely let an option go, okay? Or just make it clear that friendship's on the table, but more than that isn't really going to do it for you. But either way, that's not for everybody. The Seven of Pentacles, because I feel like there's a reminder that what you water is growing, my friend. A sense of you potentially picking from your savings. Don't overdo it with that, but I do feel as if there's a savings increase moving forward. I feel like this keeps coming up in the dailies. But I feel as if for some drawn to the reading, that's coming from multiple sources, okay? But there's a sense of vulnerability if you look at this outfit she's wearing. It's kind of see-through. So I do feel like the vulnerability throughout this day at a certain point, if not multiple, is paying off. You're going to feel vulnerable, excuse me, at certain points either way because people are noticing you. But I do feel like for the most part, it's not going to make you uncomfortable. It might at certain points, and some of which might be spiritually messed with when you're being looked at by certain people, or one person in particular, and this will be a little bit annoying, or just you might be used to it like I am. But it's a day where as you move slowly, as you accomplish what you need to or feel the desire to, it's a day where the wheel's turning in your favor. You're shining, you're glowing, and things are working out in your favor. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.